Turn your phone off. So you're having trouble sleeping, you can't turn your brain off, and you don't know what to do? I got you. This is the video for you. Hey there, my name is Leslie, also known as your favorite nurse yogi. I am a registered nurse with 12 years of healthcare experience, and I'm also a certified yoga instructor with 5 years of teaching experience, making sure that my mic is on. You hear me? And in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can fall asleep with ease. All right, let's get into it. So the first tip, and I have notes, that's why I'm looking to the side, is turn your phone off. I know you're probably watching me on your phone. Turn your phone off, okay? After this video, turn your phone off, okay? And this goes into the sub tip is, which this should be prior to turning your phone off. You need to have a bedtime. You need to have a bedtime. Why is it that your kids have a bedtime, but you don't have a bedtime? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? And I know, like, once they go to sleep, you're like, this is my me time. This is my me time. That's going to be a separate video where I can share with you how to carve your own me time outside of right before you go to bed. And then you stay up in the wee hours of the morning. And if you are anything like me and you work the people's job, that is not realistic. Like, you have to make sure you are going to sleep at a proper time. And a proper time, I'm saying 11 p.m., 10:30 p.m., right? So right now I need you, and if you want to drop it in the comments, tell me my bedtime is blah. And even if you're like, I haven't done it yet, words have power. And when you write and you speak, especially when you speak those words out, things will change when you have that belief and faith behind it, right? So you're going to write down below what your bedtime is going to be. My bedtime is 11 p.m. So now that we know what our bedtime is, we reverse engineer, right? And I said to you, step 1 is turn the phone off 30 minutes before your bedtime. So if your bedtime is 11 p.m., that means at 10:30 p.m., not 10:31, not 10:32, 10:30 p.m., that phone is off. It is off. And we'll go into a little bit about this because I know you're freaking out. You may have kids in college. You may have aging parents. And you're like, but what if there is an emergency, right? Then I'm going to give you a little bit of grace with this, but I really want you for step 2 to do step 2. But if that is the case, you can have the phone on, but it needs to be like, for example, in my room, I have these little shelves. It needs to be like somewhere where you have to get up and actually get to the phone. Like in the olden days when we had landlines, it don't need to be near you. It cannot be near you, okay? It needs to be away from you. And that phone needs to be on do not disturb. There should only be like 1 or 2 people. Honestly, y'all, 1 person that can come through the line. Do you hear me? 1 person that can come through the line. And I need to ask you this question. That person that can come through the line, does that person call you? Because I know people where I've seen this. It's not me, but I've seen this with other people. People, the person that you're like, well, that person, they're my brother or my this, they're whatever. They, I have to make sure that I tend to them every time they call me. People, I've seen siblings call their siblings almost every hour. It's like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or oh, I don't know how to do that. Boundaries need to be put in place because what's going to happen? You can call me once I'm trying to go to bed, and then I'm gonna, oh my gosh, what happened? You okay? Oh, I was just wanting to know, like, do you know, like, what I should, blah, 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 like stupid shit, okay? So what I'm getting at is whoever that person is, that one person is that's do not disturb, you better have good boundaries with them, and they should know not to call you after a certain time. So that's where conversation needs to be happening with those do not disturb people, because you cannot tend to those do not disturb people, listen to me clearly, if you are not tending to yourself. And tending to yourself does not mean nails and toes and hair. Tending to yourself means going to sleep. Going to sleep. Going to sleep. I was about to curse. I know I probably already did. This is take 3 or 4 of this video. But go to bed. Go to bed. And I know you're like, girl, I just can't. My brain doesn't shut off. And a lot of that has to do with the phone. Okay, the phone. And I'm not dogging the phone because I have business. I am a content creator. So I'm on the phone a lot of the time, but I have hard and fast rules. And these hard and fast rules is what I'm sharing here is turning that phone off 30 minutes before I go to bed, having a bedtime. Step 2, get you an alarm clock, okay? So ideally, that phone is, for me, I'm telling you what I do, that phone is turned off, right? That phone is turned off, and I put my phone outside of my bedroom. So I have a ledge like right outside of my bedroom. I set it there. Out of sight, out of mind. Because for me, yes, I am a disciplined person. Don't get it wrong. I'm a disciplined, consistent person. One of the most consistent people you will ever meet in life. You hear me? But sometimes, if I roll out of bed and I see the phone, I'm going to want to scroll. Next thing you know, and this is what happens. I'll be like, oh, I just need to check the messages because to see if such and such replied back, Next thing you know, I'm on Instagram. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours later. Next thing you know, I haven't eaten. Next thing you know, and then life is just happening to me and instead of happening for me. Yeah, it's that deep. All right. So once the phone is out of the room, right, and it's off, it is off. Because you have to think about this too. You may be like, man, my phone, it been acting up. And I'd be asking this people, I'll be like, when's the last time you turned your phone off? And they're like, I never turn my phone off. And I'm like, that's your problem because you have to think of your phone like you, right? And I will never forget this. I love to exercise on my Peloton bike. One of my favorite instructors is Tunde. And Tunde was like, the same way that you run to charge your phone when it's at like, for me, 1%, because, I be living life on the edge, is the same way you need to be running to the bike, running to go take a walk, running to pick up a weight to charge yourself. Because again, how are you going to tend to your siblings, your aging parents, your kids that are in college if you are not tending to yourself through proper sleep hygiene? Because we're focusing on sleep hygiene right now. Sleep is the underlying thing. It's part of the reason why I'm glowing. I sleep like a baby. And it's because of these 3 steps I'm sharing with you. You hear me? So you need to make sure. So step 2, I'm buy an alarm clock, right? So we buy an alarm clock, a digital or whatever type of alarm clock, just something. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Don't got to be anything fancy. I'm going to leave it at that. You can buy you a $10 alarm clock at Walmart, Amazon, wherever you prefer to shop. Get you one of those. Just a short story. When I was going through my personal development journey, mind you, this was 5 years ago because at time of recording, it is, what is it? And I got to go, y'all, soon. It is August 9th, 2026. In 2020, 2021, I went through a transformation. I was in a cocoon, if you will, of just doing all the personal development here in my home. Mind you, I had 2 kids under 2. And I feel like that sets me apart from a lot of people because a lot of people wait till the kids are grown to take care of themselves. Something in my spirit was like, I got to do it now. I have to do it now. I have to do it now. And part of the transformation was removing things that don't serve me. And I was like, this phone, like, it's not like I'm going to get rid of it completely. No, because I was building my yoga business on my phone. But I was like, I need to remove the phone out of the room. I bought me a digital alarm clock, right? And these little things really made my life better. Okay. So once we have that alarm clock, right? Because that's the thing too with sleep hygiene, your sleep hygiene starts the moment you wake up. Your sleep hygiene starts the moment you wake up. So if you're having poor sleep, if you're waking up in a crap mood because your phone was the thing that woke you up, or like your kids, that is the worst. If your kids or your partner is the one that has to wake you up, that you're setting yourself up for failure for the rest of the day. So that's why, going back again, we have our bedtime, right? So it's like really like it. Sleep is like it starts the morning or the hours before. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why bedtime is so important. The final step to having a great sleep hygiene is stretching. You need to stretch your body. And I'm going to leave a stretch for you down below that I highly encourage I cannot guarantee, but doing stretching before you go to bed, at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. And here we go. Your phone is off. So now you do the stretch, right? And if you want to use your iPad or put me on the TV, those type of things, do your stretch, a 5-minute stretch before you go to bed, and you're going to see a difference. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to realize that your mind is able to shut off easier. And I'm also going to say this, it's not an overnight thing, right? We need to do this consistently for, it's dependent on everybody, but stretch your body. And I'm going to close with this. I actually had a potential private yoga client find me on ChatGPT. And with potential private yoga clients, I like to get on a discovery call just to see if we vibe and if I'm a good fit, right? And the thing that this person said is they are having trouble sleeping. They're like, I'm having trouble sleeping, and I've heard that yoga, breathing can help. And I'm like, you are correct, right? And so that was what inspired today's video, because I am here as a resource for you, right? And I can be a resource in multiple ways here on YouTube. If you want to work with me as your private yoga teacher, we can do that as well. I'll leave the information down below. Just to also tie up too, because people always ask me this, I do not have a in-person yoga studio. I do yoga in your home. I do yoga virtually. So if that be on Zoom, Google Meet. I also do yoga for community events, for organizations, Fortune 500 companies. Okay. So let's just recap. The 3 steps to proper sleep hygiene is turn your phone off 30 minutes before you go to bed. Make sure you have a bedtime. Buy an alarm clock. And the most important step is stretch. But you can't just go into the stretch. You have to make sure step 1 and step 2 are complete before we do the most important step, which is stretch. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below what your bedtime is. My bedtime is 11 p.m. Words are powerful. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.